Kaidahara Kazuha, one of my most favorite characters in Genshin, being in my top 3 and being my second most favorite character to play as. His elemental skill is just so fun to use, either by using it in world exploration or in combat. He has, in my opinion, one of the best personalities in game, nowhere near as great as Ito, but still one of the better ones. He has one of my most favorite stories, as well as backstories for any character. He also has so much potential of being one of the best characters in game. And the fact that only now do we get a Kazuha story quest is kind of upsetting. And it's not even about Kazuha, it's very disappointing. I'll get into my reasonings on why I think Kazuha's story quest is not good and is a massive letdown. So just like usual, if you watch my previous videos, you already know how this video is going to be structured out. Anyways, let's just jump right into it. Let me tell you what makes the Kaidahara kid, the Canadian Aether himself, Kaidahara Kazuha, so great, and how his story quest is a massive disappointment. Kazuha has a pretty unique personality. Well, not really, because him and Zhongli share some character traits of being the wise character, but there are some key differences between them. While Zhongli is the all-knowing type because he kind of is the oldest character in game lore-wise, though you can make the argument maybe that Fenty is older than Zhongli, or maybe even Dainsliff is older, but I'm pretty certain Zhongli is the oldest. Anyways, while Kazuha is more on the spiritual side, which surprisingly enough, I actually really like. Because most of the time, those types of characters I just find really boring. But Kazuha is an exception. I think it's because he has a good mix of the characteristics to the point where it doesn't make him boring and it actually makes him quite an interesting character. It also helps that Kazuha has a lot of appearances either from events or Archon Quest. You can either play as the main focus of the event, for example, the Irodori Festival. The entire main story quest of the event was about discovering the reason of the downfall of the Kaidahara clan, or he's one of the main contributing characters of the event. For example, the new Golden Apple Archipelago. He has a part. He has a part that he plays. Then after that, he plays as a side character for the other parts for the event, which is fine. Every character in this event has their time to shine. Or he can play as the side character for the event, more specifically his story quest. I'll get into my thoughts on that later on. With all of his appearances, it just makes me like him even more. But of course, I have some problems with him. I think they don't really use Kazuha to his fullest potential, especially in his story quest. You know what? Anyways, about enough about me complaining about his story quest. Let me actually explain my problems with it. Actually, before I talk about his story quest, let me briefly touch upon his appearances in the Inazuma Archon quest as well as in the Iridori Festival. Also, I won't be talking about the Golden Apple Archipelago event in this video because I already talked about it. If you want to know my thoughts, just watch my last video. Anyways, let's start up with the Archon quest because it's gonna be the shortest out of the two. Kazuha only has two very brief appearances in the whole quest, which sucks, but at least Kazuha has one of the coolest scenes in the Archon quest.
There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow.
So we meet again.
And that's it for the Arcan Quest. I told you it's going to be short. Now, for the Irodori Festival, Kazuha plays as one of the main characters of this event, which makes sense because the main story quest of this event is practically about the Kaidahara clan, and it's the first time they were ever mentioned. I like how Kazuha was able to interact with other characters, more specifically with Albedo. I wish there were more scenes with the both of them interacting because you know my love for Albedo. Anyways, that's about it. It's time for me to talk about my problems with Kazua's story quest. First of all, it's good. I was maybe a little too harsh on it with my last video and earlier, but I still think it's pretty disappointing. It shares the same problem I have with Yoimiya's story quest, is that Kazuha plays as the side character of his story quest and is not focused on him, but instead the sword is the main character of the story quest. I forgot the sword's name, but I remember it has Ishin as part of his name, so we'll call him that. We don't get to know anything new about Kazuha or anything about his past. Instead, the entire story quest is about Ishin and how he was created and his objective of trying to defeat the Raiden Shogun, which I'm rooting for you. In my opinion, the biggest disappointment of this story quest is that it's actually good. But it's not about Kazuha. The entire quest, I was just thinking, why didn't they just make the story quest about Kazuha and not about Ishin? Because I never really cared about Ishin. This was his first appearance, and I wasn't interested at all. The first halves of the story quest seems like it was building up Kazuha as the main focus, but then Ishin was introduced, and it suddenly became Ishin's story quest, which is kind of upsetting. But at least we did get the Golden Apple Archipelago story quest for Kazuha, so I guess that's a good thing. But it's limited, so yeah. I also have an idea if they are going to make another Kazuha story quest. In my opinion, I think it would be great if that story quest is about Kazuha and his best friend. We don't really know the relationship of Kazuha and him. It mentions that they're friends, and that's it. In my opinion, if you're going to kill off one of the close friends of a character, saying that they died is one thing, but showing their friendship and how close they were, you'll feel much more attached to that character and feel much more sad about their death. I think it will be great for Kazuha's character because not only would you feel much more sympathetic for him, you will also respect him more for being able to move on from the event and not seek vengeance for him, which I wished he did. I hate Raiden, if you know that's my very first video. So anyways, let's just hope this is the last time a character plays the side character in their story quest. And if they are going to do it again, at least make it good. So that's all my thoughts as well as my problems with Kazuha. I think he is a great character with a little bit more development with his character and actually making a Kazuha story quest about him. He'll definitely be one of the best characters in the game. Also, can you just say this? I hate Lee for a reason you probably won't see coming. She ruined my pity for Kazuha for his original banner. But that hatred went away because I managed to get Kazuha in his Rian, so it's all good. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching to the end. As per usual, I'm going to announce my next video and it's going to be the second part of the Lobotomy Corporation ranking. So I'll be ranking the 10th class abnormalities. And my god, it's so long. There's like 21 10th class abnormalities and this script I'm writing is already too long as it is. Also, if you're wondering if somehow my voice is even worse today, it's because I'm sick. My nose is clogging up and my god, my throat hurts so much. So anyway, so yeah, goodbye.